boy, oh boy, it looks like Khamzat Chimaev and Ian Garry, they kind of got a beef going on, man. Something went down backstage, and I'm going to be going over the original video of what happened, because this was all caught on camera, you know? And I'm going to be going over Khamzat Chimaev's response to the whole situation, Ian Garry's response to the situation. And also, I want to talk about Belal Muhammad's switch-up on Islam Makhachev, you know, saying the difference between when he had the title and whenever he had this interview before he fought Ian Garry. And I'm going to react to all these videos and get my takes on them. Also, I'm going to make a video on the UFC Qatar, the main event fights, and the other fights I want to highlight for y'all, so stay tuned to that. A way to stay tuned for that is liking, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Let's get into the video now. All right, man, I got the video up. Let's see it.
Ready to go?
No, I'm on armor.
Oh, he's not going to fight me. He's good. He's a champion. Don't worry. What's up? Whoa. Come on, relax, boys. All right. What did you do? That's just childish. You're meant to be a champion in this sport. Look at me. You're meant to be a champion in this sport. Your friend just won. Don't ruin his victory. Iron Man, congratulations.
So what I'm collecting from this video, you know what I'm saying, Khamzat Chimaev, he didn't really like that Ian Garry was, the way he was patting him on his back, and then when he said, oh, you're not going to fight me, alright, so boom, he pats him on his back, you know what I'm saying, gets a little shoulder up, you know what I'm saying, just a form of camaraderie, right? It's just, oh, what's up, Arman Tsarukyan, congratulations, that's what he was doing, he was congratulating Arman Tsarukyan on his win. He's seen Khamzat Chimaev, he said in his interview, when we going to see you in the cage, you know what I'm saying, all this, giving him his props, patting him on his back, and whenever he patted him on his back, I think Khamzat Chimaev, it's like, he thought he was trying to G-check him or something, like, trying to punk him or something, like, I don't know why he would take that as, like, some grand insult, you know? Once Ian Garry patted Khamzat Chimaev on the back, Khamzat did the same thing because he just wanted to like retaliate as well. Apparently that was like the problem, is the way he, you know what I'm saying, patted him on his back. But right here you see someone get in between them, right? And then right here he was like, oh, he's not gonna fight me, like what are you getting in between us for? He's not gonna fight me, this guy's a world champion, you know, like we have no problem against each other, we were just chatting up, I was just congratulating Arman Tsarukyan. I mean, we're all, you know what I'm saying, we're all friends here, why are you getting in between us? And he looks at Chimaev, he's like, what's wrong? And whenever Chimaev heard Ian Garry say what's wrong and heard him say that he's not gonna fight him, that rubbed Khamzat Chimaev the wrong way. So right here, like I said, the guy comes up, gets in between him. He's like, what's wrong? This guy's not going to fight us. And it looked like he tried to dap him up. He asked him, what's wrong? Boom, pushed him. Pushed Ian Garry. And of course he did his signature line, I'll fuck you, bitch. I'll fuck you up, bitch. And then you have Ian Garry here saying, what are you doing? You're just being childish, right? You're supposed to be a world champion. Like, because he's just starting stuff for no reason. He just took him patting him on his back as like such an insult. And then he said he's not going to fight him because, one, they got no beef. This guy's a world champion. There's no beef. You know what I'm saying? This guy's a representative of the sport. He's a professional world champion, you know? And he was confused where there would be any type of beef or problem. And then, yeah, Khamzat's yelling at him as Ian Garry's walking away and saying, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's just confused on what the problem was. And then he daps somebody else up, right? And say, like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because why make it bigger than what it is, man? He just diverted attention, dapped up somebody else, and exited out, man. So apparently they got a beef, like very shallow beef. And who knows, y'all think these guys are ever going to fight? Ian Garry said he has no plans moving up to middleweight as of now since he's still young. He said maybe he'll go up to middleweight when he's a little bit older. And Khamzat Chimaev, he never fights anybody. You know what I'm saying? He fights every once in a blue moon. No diss to Chimaev, but he fights every once in a blue moon. So who really knows if this fight will ever even happen, you know? Also, I seen in the comments about someone, they had like a Russian flag at the end. They said someone who puts like their hand over my shoulder or something like this. Something, like so on and so on or whatever. And it's basically just taken as like a power move. Like if y'all don't know each other, y'all aren't like bros or whatever, and someone puts their hand on your shoulder, it's kind of like seen as a power move, but it's never really that deep. It's not that deep, you know? It's really not that deep. Definitely not deep enough to start some bullshit, you know? Especially whenever your homie just got a dub. But let's get into Khamzat Chimaev's reaction to all this. He's breaking down the thing right now in Arman Tsarukyan's interview, right? That's the only reason why I even hopped on the interview, because, like, Arman Tsarukyan, what really does he have to give in an interview, you know? It's like, bro really don't got that much aura. He talks about, you know, I work really hard, number one contender, I work hard for this, and number one contender this, number one contender that, bro. It's like, we get it. That's a little diss to Arman, right? But you know how it is, bro. I'm gonna tap into why. I'm not particularly a fan of Arman Tsarukyan. Great fighting style, really good fighter, great fighter, but not too much of a fan of Arman Tsarukyan himself. But let's get into Khamzat Chimaev's reaction.
That's respectful. Don't punch somebody in the behind, you know, like.
Oh, he punched you in the back?
Yeah, like they punching, like slapping my back, you know. Like, has to respect. If you want to show respectful, touch somebody. That's why I said tell him to touch somebody, respect. That's it. He came like there to make some hype for him, you know, like, you know that guy. Trying to be corner, but never gonna be corner. He's a shit fighter. He won't beat. I don't know what.
Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, one of the media guys asked Arman Sarukian about like, oh, why does he hate Ian Garry? And then Arman Sarukian started yapping, trying to like defend his boys, saying like, oh, you can't joke around with him, whatever. If you do something bad, Hamzat's gonna get you and shit like that. But he said he don't even really know what's going on, right? And then the camera panned over to Khamzat Chimaev, and he said it was very disrespectful for Ian Garry to come up to him and pat him on his back the way he did, right? That's literally how it started. It's just he didn't like how he patted him on his back, right? So he patted him on his back as well, and like the same way, like a little bit more steam on it. And then the other guy, he had pretty good situational awareness, knowing like Khamzat Chimaev, like, oh, I'm saying he probably got a problem with this guy now. So he got in between him. Ian Garry being confused, just like, oh, what's going on? It's not like we got beef or anything. And then so that's why he said he's not going to fight me. That's why he said he's not going to fight me. He thought he's trying to stir something up by saying that, but no, he just didn't think they had any beef. Yeah, so that's why he pushed him. But also, he pulled a classic crafty vet move. Khamzat pulled a classic crafty vet move by saying, oh yeah, he just wants to come there to get hype, right? I mean, all right, I don't think Ian Garry was just coming there to soak up a win or trying to clout chase of Arman Sarukian, because that's just stupid, right? Anybody would come to the conclusion that is just stupid. But he came there because, you know, in Ian Garry's interview, he was saying he wants to tap in with Georgia, right? He wants to tap in with Georgian wrestlers, especially if they're a southpaw and a wrestler, you know. He said he really is down, like he really, really committed to going to Georgia to train to fight Islam Makhachev. He's tapping in with Arman Sarukian, congratulating for the win and stuff like that. Yeah, so Khamzat, he thought it just seemed like, oh, Ian Garry's coming to, you know, soak up some clout off of our name and stuff like that. He just wants to get some hype. And like I said, he pulled this crafty vet move. If anybody's like Irish, if anybody's like from the UK or that part of the world, they're bound to be fucking compared to McGregor all the time. Like I said, he pulled a crafty vet move by saying he wants to be Conor McGregor, but he's not. He's saying he wants to be McGregor, he's never going to be McGregor. Like, shut up, bro, shut up. I get it, bro. He's Irish, he's from Dublin. So yeah, of course, since he was born in Ireland, that automatically makes him a McGregor wannabe, bro. And that's just a fact, apparently. That's just how everybody's gonna see him. Someone wants to talk trash, they're a McGregor clone. They want to be McGregor so bad. Someone's from the same region as Conor McGregor, and they have the same accent, that and they want to talk some shit or stir the pot, you know what I'm saying, and they're confident, automatically makes them McGregor. I swear that shit's so annoying, bro. But that was a crafty vet move, because you know people are obviously going to gravitate towards that and be like, yeah, he does sound like McGregor. Like, oh my god. Crafty vet move from Chimaev, though. But let's get into Ian Garry's reaction to this whole situation in his press conference.
What happened with Khamzat Chimaev? I went up to Sarukian. I congratulated him. I went up to Khamzat. I said, hey, champ, what's up? When are we going to see you back? He goes, I don't know, brother. Whenever. Smash. All right, cool. Sweet. Slaps me on the back. I'm like, all right, cool. Security guard gets in front of us. I'm like, we literally were just cool with each other. He's not going to fight me. And then that childish energy comes out. Yeah, you, brother. Boom. Tries to push me. I just turned around and went, you're meant to be a champion of this sport. You're a child. You're taking away from your friend's win over here. How about you calm down, slow down, and have a bit of respect for your friend over here, rather than trying to steal the headlines. Do you want the honest truth? It's lit energy. I need to show the world I'm tough. I need to show you're the champion of the world. No one needs to see you be tough. You don't need to have these anger management issues. Just be a man. Sorry. I'll get him one day.
You're over here.
You're all going to try grab a hold of my legs. Born little. I'm not going to get... Don't get me started.
Congratulations on a great victory. Just to follow up the last question, can it be a spark for you to move up a middleweight to fight Khamzat at some point?
Right, listen, I'm going to tell you the same story I tell everyone when I think about moving up to middleweight, right? I've trained in Killcliff, Florida. Everybody here knows Gregory Rodriguez. When I stand in front of that man, I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea to move up to middleweight. He is absolutely massive. And he's when I look at that, I'm like, I'm 28. Maybe when I'm 34, 35, and I've grown up and I've got a bit bigger, maybe my metabolism starts to slow down, I start to hit that hard. I could move up now and I'm absolutely going to be doing the same things I do. Smart, technical, elusive, fast. I could have success. But there's a lot of people in this welterweight division that I need to beat and dominate for. I want to do this GSP style. I want to go through the division, dominate the division, beat every flash in the pan, beat every next number one contender in the world, and dominate this division. I'm 28 years of age as of Monday this week. I have a decade of domination in the sport. I have no rush to move up to middleweight, my friend.
So yeah, pretty reasonable take from Ian Garry, right? He's just kind of explaining his perspective. He was just perplexed that that's what kind of exploded into like, oh fuck you, bitch, this and that, like it, and he kind of dissed him in his own way, right? You know what I'm saying? Called him boring or whatever, and then saying he had that, you know what I'm saying, little meat energy and shit like that. Also, and I'm not gonna be a cornball. Listen here, bro. I'm not gonna be one of those freaking cornballs, bro. Ian Garry's ducking Khamzat Chimaev. If you don't want nothing, I'm not gonna be that cornball. Oh my gosh, you know there's gonna be people out there saying some stupid stuff like that. Just because, like, I can respect what he just said. The interviewer asked, "Are you planning on moving up to middleweight or anything like that, right?" And he said he's young right now. He's focused on his division, and maybe when he gets older, he'll go up to middleweight. And that's not me seeing him as ducking Khamzat Chimaev, because he even said himself, oh, he pretty sure, most likely he could have success at middleweight. Just look at MVP. He beat MVP, and then MVP's been doing good work at middleweight. He beat Shar Magomedov. Shar Magomedov's kind of a can crusher. No diss to him. Well, kind of diss to him because I don't really like him. Go check out the biggest slugs in the UFC video I made. Other than that, yeah, fucking MVP also beat Jared Cannonier. You know what I'm saying? So of course I think Ian Garry could do well in the middleweight division, but it's like why? You don't need to go into middleweight right now. He knows his career. That's what I'm saying. The good thing about Ian Garry, he knows his place, bro. He knows his place. That's why he talks shit so confidently, because he knows he's going to be like, he knows where he's at in his career. He's a number one contender. Let him talk his shit, bro. Even before he was a number one contender, he talked his shit because he knew in his ability. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not gonna be one of those cornballs saying, oh, he's ducking Khamzat Chimaev, because like that's just dumb. And I really, like I said, I'm not gonna be one of those cornballs. And on top of that, I respect that take, right? I respect Ian. This is why I respect. This is why I like Ian Garry. I don't really like some of Ian Garry's personality, but I love that he is an actual fighter, bro. He'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. Literally. And he wants to hold down his division. That's why I can. That's why I can respect wanting to hold down his division. He said he wanted to do it GSP style, and I believe him, man. He has such a promising future, man. There's a reason he's called in the future Garry. Like, come on now. Yeah, so, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. But also, let's get into the Belal Muhammad interview and how he kind of switched up on Islam Makhachev, man.
For the longest time, Islam had talked about being a two-division champ. I assume you guys would never actually fight.
Yeah, I would never fight him 100%. But honestly, he could go up to 185 and beat Duplessis right now. I think he's that good, really. I think he could go up there and be that two-division champ, skip over 170 for a little bit. Let me beat a couple of these younger guys, and then I'll go up to 185, bro. He has plenty of time, man. He's dominating these fights. He's winning easily. You know, I think he's going to continue on that path of just being dominant champion. So he's got plenty of years left. Like he tweeted out or said something about it recently in an interview saying, like, yeah, I'm still hungry. I'm still here. So I think he got a long time to go.
You guys trained together that you didn't necessarily want to fight. Has that changed now that he is the top of the mountain and that you're climbing to get that back?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for myself now, it's just when you look too much in the future, you look past what's in front of you. We did that last fight. This fight, we're only looking at Ian Garry. And then after that, you can talk to me Sunday.
But it seems like you'd be open to it.
Yeah, for me, you're in the sport to be the best in the world. So
yeah, man, you heard it there. Yeah, so in the beginning, he was like, yeah, man, we're brothers, man, because they trained together once or in one camp. So it's like, yeah, they trained together. It's like, we're brothers, man. Like, we believe in the same thing. We trained together once. It's like, there's no need to fight, right? There's no, like, but all of a sudden, whenever he lost his title, and Islam Makhachev is now the champion of his division because Belal Muhammad lost to Jack Della Maddalena, he lost his title, Islam Makhachev moved up, and he beat Jack Della Maddalena. So now that Islam Makhachev is a champion, Belal Muhammad is like, you know, we're in the sport to be the best in the world. What happened to you moving up to middleweight, bro? What happened to you moving up to middleweight? Come on now. And I don't really dislike Belal Muhammad, right? Outside of his fighting style, it's like his fighting style is but his personality, man, he seems like a really cool dude. But this was it just threw me off. It's like, whoa, come on now, what happened to all this? Oh, you want to be the best in the world? I mean, I guess it might not be such a big deal, but the switch up is just insane, right? I wonder how Islam Makhachev felt about that. But actually, does that even matter? Because bro lost to Ian Garry, bro. Bro lost to Ian Garry, so it's not like he'll even be able to fight Islam Makhachev. So, but it was just interesting, you know, it was just interesting the switch up. Hey man, this is the end of the video. I made a video about how welterweight became the best division. It's Go to This Freak, bro. Go watch that video. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn on the notifications, man, so you know whenever I upload. And this is Can't Get Right MMA. Can't Get Right MMA. Let's go. I need 50 subscribers to be able to stream on YouTube as well, man.